is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. If you hear that noise, it is laundry day, so the dryer's in full mode here. We got some decent TcgPlayer updates to talk about. We might be changing things up a little bit. Nothing too crazy, but I wanted to go into detail. Stats in a second, our sales and stuff from the week. But we have some stuff to talk about. Before we get into all of that, though, if you don't know who I am, my name is Bronzgod, and I sell trading cards on TcgPlayer and eBay. And now Misprint, and soon Manapool. We're turning into a big boy selling on other platforms too. Crazy. We've been averaging about $40,000 a year in sales, mostly in bulk. We are looking to exceed that by the end of the year. We also do have two other channels, one for weight loss, one for gaming. Both descriptions are both links in the description if you want to check either of those out. We do also have a list of growing affiliate codes, Mox Alpha, Card Uploader, Misprint now. So if you want to check any of those out, you can save a little money, I can make a little money, and we can both win. So, spoiler alert, we're working on a collection. I'll have a video on that here shortly. Now that I'm on Misprint, I'm really curious on what I want to do. I forgot I had this chair this entire time. So now I can sit down and do, I was wheeling my computer chair in when I would do all this stuff in here. I'm really starting to try to figure out how I want to do Pokemon. Pokemon obviously sells on direct. It's mostly the reverse hollows and hollows. But a lot of the bulkier stuff that I've been doing doesn't move as much. Like I would say on a return invoice, actually I have one sitting right here. Who would have thought? It's not like I set this up or anything. So on this return invoice, we got Pokemon here. So there's about, there's 4, 9, 19. There's probably about 200 cards of just regular stuff. Now, it's mostly trainers and, playable stuff. But I really want to get back to what I was doing before. Because when I had all this stuff listed, I was getting so many master set orders and this, that, the other. And being on direct, if it's direct eligible, it automatically has a 40-cent price tag. So it is affecting that aspect. So I'm strongly considering delisting all my Pokemon and TcgPlayer and just uploading it to Misprint and just like trying that for a month or two. The direct thing is great. Staying on it. I love it. I am definitely trying to treat that more in a different way. I was just kind of opening everything and putting things on there and using time as an excuse. But now that I got eBay rolling and I want to try to get some of my money back faster, I have discussed this before and I will do it in a more thought out video. But basically, direct is basically going to be for cards for 50 cents and under and $20 and up, and everything else is going to go on eBay, $3 to $20, and just I'll make what I make. I really want to start getting more focused on eBay, getting paid a little faster, getting some of these things churned and flipped over faster, and we'll see what Misprint does. I've had a few folks in my Discord. I always say the channel name wrong. My homie Carl, it's either Crazy Carl or Carl's Craze. I don't. Sorry, I watch your videos all the time, but I always get your channel name mixed up. So go check him out because he's great. But he's been singing the praises and he showed me some pretty cool like 30, 40, 50 card orders, and it's a weird site, man. It's I don't know. It's going to take some getting used to, but it looks pretty cool. And you have all the mainstays on there. I've seen RNG Games and Mr. Phantom and a couple other guys, Forge and Foil. Have some listings on there, and they wouldn't be on there if they didn't sell cards. So it'd be interesting. It's for TcgPlayer for the longest time. I always had like the inventory number meant a lot to me. I wanted to get to 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, so on and so forth. But it doesn't really matter if everything's not selling, and you just have to treat things the way they need to be treated. Direct is great. It is freaking fantastic. For this type of stuff I'm doing, at least for the Pokemon side of things, it might not be working as well as it could be if I just start changing things up a little bit. So we're going to do that. We're going to start procuring things in different places, have fun with that. and we'll see what happens. Worst case scenario is we change our mind and we go back and re-upload it all. The one thing that's weird, especially with Misprint, is if you're on Card Uploader or whatever, you can't upload a CSV from Card Uploader to them. It will only take a TcgPlayer upload. So I'm having to, at least for newer cards, upload my cards to TcgPlayer, then export the cards from TcgPlayer into a separate CSV, then upload that to Misprint. I did email them to see if I can get a bump to level 5. That is their top tier. You know, since I've been selling for so long, I provided them some pictures and some stats, because you can only get like 50 listings until you get 2 orders. And since I mostly focus on bulk, you know, I don't want to list too many crazy things on there yet. So we'll see what happens. That's, you know, whatever. But TcgPlayer's been doing good though. We're going to go into the other room here and check out the numbers in a little bit. We've got 2 pending RIs now for about $1,000. We did a few other orders during the week. I turned my sales up. I always change my floor to the 40-cent floor when I'm working, so that way I'm not like feeling so under the gun packing stuff. Not that I get a crazy amount of orders anyway, right now at least, because of the summer stuff. But you know, if I leave it on market price, usually I get like 5 to 10 orders a day. But during the week, I want to make sure Direct's doing its thing. I hired them for a reason. So once I have a day off, every time I have a day off, I always change it back to marketplace to like get some orders in. But while I'm at work, Direct all the way, and it's perfectly fine. So let's get into the room. We'll go over the numbers and go from there. Alrighty, so here we are, TcgPlayer inventory. We are just under 100,000 cards listed, which is up about 10 to 15,000 from last week. Well, 2 weeks ago at this point now. Like I said in the beginning, I'm thinking about moving all the Pokemon over to Misprint, so that number will go down drastically, but I'm not really going to be focusing too much on that number anymore. I'll still mention it, but you know, definitely I'm starting to get to the point where I need to start putting things in better places. And I think, at least for an experiment, we're going to try the bulkier stuff on Misprint and see how that goes, and really just go for the, like I said, the higher end, the $20 and up, and then like the 50 cent and so under there, and then the rest will go on eBay, and then we'll just continue to grind it out. So if sales go slow for me for the next couple weeks as we get things rearranged, it is part of the business, it's part of the deal. But eventually, the floor will break through, and we'll get things taken care of. Let's go to the payment tab. We have 2 pending RIs right now. Right here. So one is about $500-ish, $400, and then one that we're in the middle of packing is $300. So we got another $1,000 coming to us in the next 2 weeks, which is not too bad. And then what was the other thing I wanted to go over? I can't remember. Anyway, so yeah, pretty much not anything too crazy, you know, especially since I was leaving my price floor at 15 cents during the week, and it stinks not getting orders during the week sometimes, because having a 40-cent floor on everything is going to do that. But that's where experimenting and putting these other things in other places and other platforms is going to work, because Direct is there, so that way I don't have to do that many orders manually. So having everything set at the 40-cent floor, and just when things sell, they sell, is not the worst way to go. So it's going to take a little bit getting used to. However, once we get things up and running on Misprint, and once our algorithm on eBay starts cranking, like we talked about yesterday, we'll get things going. We'll get things moving. We just got that payment, as you can see right here, about a week ago. That and this next one coming up, that's all going to take care of that paying for we did for all the Marvel stuff. We'll be able to do another unboxing. We're gonna get things moving here soon, and we'll see what we can do. So just like yesterday, just like the eBay thing, you know, just waiting for summer to go and get, you know, the market in general just pick back up when it comes to singles, and just kind of keep going, man. That's all you can really do. The only cure for slow sales is to just keep listing, because eventually, you know, it'll pick up. And, you know, once we start getting into bigger and better things, not just bulk, which we are now. You know, I was talking about, I don't know if I talked about it yesterday or not, but I've been sitting on like $6,000 to $8,000 worth of singles that I've been thinking about holding them to grade next year, but I don't know if at this point, I mean, I'm be that smart, and I've been thinking about tearing out my master sets because a lot of the profit I've been getting, I've just been sticking in them in the master sets just to hold on to them for a little bit. But yeah, I might just stick to like just collecting all the reverse colos and commons, and then like anything that's $5 and under for the master sets, and then worry about all the bigger stuff down the road or whenever that might be. Because the cash flow problem I'm experiencing is definitely self-inflicted. And I just spent like $1,300 on all the big Destined Rivals reprint that came out. So it's not that I'm not making money. It's just every time I get it, I spend it right away instead of like keeping a little bit to to marinate and cook with. So is what it is, though. You know, we'll figure out a nice even way to go. You know, the next 4 months, because we do plan on starting our LLC at the beginning of the year. We've got the next 3 or 4 months to, you know, get deleveraged until that starts so we can do it all under the business and make whatever headway we can. I think ideally I would like to start the beginning of the year with $10,000 to $15,000 on hand. So we'll see how we can do. And then we'll just keep building and building and building. And if we just don't do anything or have slow weeks from now until next month and things start picking up, we'll just be building towards Cyber Weekend, because Cyber Weekend's always pretty crazy. My Cyber Weekend last year didn't do well, but that's because I blew up my inventory and completely forgot about it. So I kind of stepped on a landmine there. But what can you do? You just live and you learn, and you go from there. So hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think, what you liked, what you didn't like. How's your how's your sales on TcgPlayer Pen? Have you been killing it? Has it been going slow for you like everywhere else right now? I would love to hear. Hope you guys have a great night, and we will see you in the next one.